I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most smoke, no joking. I'm back. Gotta give them the brand new video. I'm keeping a Bowberry biscuit. I know it's only the preseason, but the Panthers won 23-13, a 10-point win. Can I get some love for the boys? We did it. We just got done watching this first preseason game between the Panthers and the Bears, and there's a lot to get into. A lot of things that are really good, some things that need work, but a lot of things that I think Panthers fans can look forward to the future and say, you know what, we got a lot of things here that are really, really good here and things that we can definitely build on and have a very successful season. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I know it's the very first week of the preseason. Look, we understand that most of the starters didn't even play today, and these are backups playing against other backups. We understand what's going on, but it's still good to see the reps we get out of some of these guys who are going to be backups and some of these guys who are going to be starters. And if they're not starters, they're going to be guys who are going to be getting a lot of reps. These are guys who are on defense, mostly the front seven, and maybe even guys in the secondary who might not be the guys you see on the field at first, but these are guys who you're going to be seeing on the field a lot throughout the course of a 16-game season. So it is still good to see how these guys play, even if it isn't against, all 100% starters. I might jump around a little bit here because I don't want to bury the lead and talk about other things before I talk about this right here. Our pass rush. I know it's the very first week of the preseason, but we got a pass rush, y'all. We got a little bit of pass rush. Brian Burns looking really good. Mario Addison's looking really good. Marquis Haynes. He's still kind of a rookie. He's the second year in the league, but he didn't play last year. He's still learning. He's still learning the ropes and all that kind of stuff. He had one play where he could have set the edge, and he just used his shoulder to set the edge against a tackle. I did not know what was going through his head on that one. David Montgomery kind of just walked into the end zone. David Montgomery was a beast. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. David Montgomery is a really good running back, or he will be a good running back in the league. But Marquis Haynes had an opportunity there to blow up a run. That was, I think, maybe, it might have been on third down, actually. But he did not get it done. But other than that, he had, 2 sacks? We saw Brian Burns, couple sacks. We have the makings of a really, really good front seven. These are guys who have speed. These are guys who will have one-on-ones because there's going to be times where the defense has to double team someone on the edge. Whether it's K'Wan Short, whether it's Gerald McCoy, whether it's even Bruce Irvin if he has his hand in the dirt, someone's going to have to get double teamed on the edge, or whoever's playing the defensive end in the 3-4. Someone on the edge, one of these guys who are playing outside linebacker, is going to get opportunities. And even if Brian Burns and Marquis Haynes aren't the starters on the defense for outside linebacker, they will be getting a lot of reps. It has, honestly, for me, it doesn't really matter. I've been getting questions a lot about people asking me, will Brian Burns be the starter? Will Marquis Haynes be a starter after tonight? It doesn't really matter because we have guys on that front seven who are going to be getting put in and out in different situations. We might have guys who don't start who end up getting more snaps than guys who do start, depending on what's happening in the game. So it's not a big deal about that. But we did see 2 guys in Marquis Haynes and Brian Burns really shine. We also saw Elijah Holyfield, who came in. He did some pretty good work. Now, he did get a fumble very early. Very, very early. He made Will Greer's start in the game look kind of like, it's a little bit anticlimactic a little bit. But Elijah Holyfield did come back, got a 6-yard catch after that. And then he started doing his thing. He started getting some catches, a couple runs. And that's what we really need to see out of our running back. Whoever's going to be our backup for Christian McCaffrey, the coaches want a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield. So there's not really a big change in the scheme. When we have Christian McCaffrey on the sideline, or at least not in the backfield, we need a guy who can still do those things because our offense is looking a lot like the Patriots offense from the past, 2-3 years, where we see a lot of the time Brady is throwing dump-offs and these really short looks to his running backs. That's what our offense is starting to look like a little bit right now. I don't want to say it looks like that 100%, but we saw what our offense looked like last year, and we saw what happened in this game here. A lot of dump-offs, a lot of underneath routes to the running back, and that's what's really going to open up some of those deeper cuts, some of those post routes, some of those slants we see these guys running. We didn't even see Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Jairus Wright in this game at all. These are guys whose game's going to be opened up a little bit more if we can get these running backs open, get these running backs in the passing game. Because once the defense hones in on the running backs getting a lot of those passes, it's going to open up a lot for those other guys, and we're going to have a lot of really good plays, a lot of big plays in the middle of the field and in the short and intermediate game from our receivers and our tight ends as well. So our scheme might be looking really, really, really good if we have multiple running backs who can catch out the backfield. And speaking of impressive play from running backs, I gotta talk about Cameron Artis-Payne. Now, I know y'all know how I've been feeling about Cameron Artis-Payne over the last, year and a half. But he came out this game and said, look, I don't want to lose my job to no young bucks. I made the team the last few years, and I'm going to keep making the team. I'm going to do what I do. Make the team, get 30, 40 touches a year, and I'm going to do what I got to do. But he did come out with some good rushes. He did come out and caught some passes out the backfield, and he's really trying to prove to the coaching staff that he's been on the roster for the last few years for a reason, and he's been improving, and it's not a mistake to keep him on the team this upcoming year. Now, we didn't get to see Jordan Scarlett play in this game, so we'll have to see how that works out between, Elijah Holyfield obviously won play of the game for this first week. But when Jordan Scarlett comes back, if he starts looking really, really good in the running game, and if he can just even minimally catch passes at the backfield, it might end up being a much closer running back position battle here for that third spot than we thought at first. Keep an eye out for that. And there's no way I can talk about the quarterbacks, the running backs, tight ends a little bit without talking also about the receivers. Look, the first half of the game looked like a Cap and Alden Robinson show. That's all we really saw. Kyle Allen started the game at quarterback, and we thought we'd see him spreading the ball around, doing a lot of things here. I swear I thought Alden Robinson had about 5 or 6 catches off of 11 or 12 targets, but he only had 1 catch off of 4 targets, and 4 targets was the second most, or tied for second most targets from any player on the team tonight. But I feel like I saw him get targeted like 8 or 9 times. I swear I thought he had like 4 or 5 catches. I'm surprised he only had 1 for 5 yards. But it is what it is. We really saw them focusing a lot on Alden Robinson. I think those first 4 or 5 spots for the receiving core is basically locked up. And we really wanted to see what we can get out of Alden Robinson today. And we saw some really good stuff out of Terry Godwin. A couple passes, but really on that 1 punt return, Terry Godwin really impressed. I was surprised because he did not get that many reps at punt returning and kick returning at UGA. So I was kind of like saying, maybe Rashad Ross, maybe even Jaden Mickens, who was the starter at kick returner, would be more apt to probably get that kind of nod there at that spot. But Jaden Mickens looked all right. But Rashad Ross looked good too. We might be looking at an actual battle there for who's going to be the specialist there. Jaden Mickens, Rashad Ross, or Terry Godwin. We got to see how these guys look in the actual passing game. Rashad Ross is not going to win over anybody in the actual passing game. But if he can be impressive over the next 2 or 3 weeks in the punt return game, kick return game, we can see some really good competition there between him and Terry Godwin. But that's talking about guys who are deep on the depth chart, guys who are like, 6th, 7th on the list, guys who may not even play on offense really. Let's talk about how our O-line looks. There were some plays where the O-line looked really, really good. Greg Little looked really, really good. I was kind of surprised, actually. Greg Little looked really good on some plays, and there were some plays where he got absolutely blown up. We saw Taylor Hearn get some looks. We saw Dennis Daly get some looks. And there were some times there where everyone had mistakes, but for the most part, there was some pretty good protection from the O-line that I was pretty surprised to see. Now, there was sometimes, I think there was one play in particular that Kyle Allen got blown up by, I think a guy was coming off the edge. No, a guy was coming off the B gap, and Alex Armour didn't block him, and he has got a free release there. There was a play with Will Greer where he just got obliterated by someone coming in the A gap. We got to find out what the assignments are and whatnot, but it's only week 1 of the preseason. These are all our backup kind of guys. The stars were Greg Little, Dennis Daly. We got Larson, Taylor Hearn, and Green as our starting 5 guys. So we understand what we're looking at there for week 1 of the preseason. But for the most part, for it all being backups, I wasn't all that upset about it. Now, obviously, we weren't really going against the Bears' really good pass rush, but still, we were looking all right there. Run blocking was still looking pretty good as well. And people talk about pass protection a lot with the O-line, but sometimes we do forget about how important run blocking is. If y'all remember 2017, our run blocking was horrible. And I mean terrible, trash, garbage, all that. But if we can continue what we had going on last year with the run blocking, we can have a really balanced offense. And I think our O-line, our starter guys, are good enough to do it. And our backup guys are getting better and better as training camp goes along and as these preseason games go along. I think we'll have a really good stable of offensive linemen for this upcoming season. Now, we got to talk about the secondary, though. The secondary was actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't really bad. I don't have too much to say about anyone in particular. We did see Trey Boston play. He's only been on the team, like 3, 4, 5 days, and he's already out there playing games. He was on the couch a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and now he's playing NFL preseason games. That's a quick turnaround. We saw David Elliott. I liked what I saw from him. It wasn't all that much. There was a play where he didn't really wrap up against the tight end. He tried a shoulder tackle, and he got broken. I mean, the guy's just way bigger than him. But he could try to wrap up a little bit. But the play was called back on a holding call. It would have been a first down. So he didn't really get broken in the official sense. But had that play stood up, that would not have been a really good play for Davian Elliott. But overall, I wasn't upset with anything I really saw. We did get carved a little bit on a couple of third down plays on some post routes. But that was mainly because they're targeting our linebackers in the slot, so I'm not really all that mad about that. That's just really good planning from their OC. I'm cool with all that. But overall, this was a really good game. We won 13-23. That's a 10-point margin. I am 100% straight with that. Wins and losses don't really matter in the preseason, but still, you like to see that little green W beside your name, not a red L. That's all I got for you today, man. I have more in-depth analysis coming up for you tomorrow. But what are your thoughts on the very first week of the preseason? What were the highlights for you? What were the lowlights for you? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.